so this recipe is strawberry pound cake. We are starting by cutting up our strawberries. We need to dice them and cut the leaves part off of them. Alright, so the way that we cut our strawberries, I am going to cut off the green leaf part, slice the strawberries up, being very careful of your fingers. I hold the strawberries together, cut them in half, and cut them in half again. I try to stack them so that I can do it all at one time. Sometimes they obviously move, especially if your strawberries are on the older side. And also, this recipe is a great recipe for if your strawberries are about to go bad or they're on the older side. Because they're being baked, you don't really get that mushiness from them, okay? You just have to remember, though, that the extra juice from when strawberries are about to go bad will make your batter a little bit more liquidy. So you just have to keep that in mind. All right, I'm going to continue doing this and dicing up my strawberries until they are all done. Okay, so now that my strawberries are diced up and you can see how beautiful and red they look there, I have 2 bowls. Before I start doing my dry ingredients and my wet ingredients, I just want to first turn on my oven. So I'm going to do bake 350, start. And I'm going to start measuring out my dry ingredients. So I am starting with my flour. It is 1.5 cups of flour. Okay, so into the smaller bowl, I am doing 1.5 cups of flour. So I'm going to use a 1/2 cup, a measuring cup, and I'm going to do this 3 times, making sure I level out the top. And you can use your finger or you can use a knife, whichever one you prefer. Excellent. Okay, next I'm throwing in a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And because I already have a 1/2 teaspoon measure out, I am just going to do a 1/2 teaspoon measure 4 times, okay? Since I need 2 teaspoons. Perfect. Okay, I'm quickly taking my whisk, mixing that together and tapping it out. This is almost like as if you were sifting, getting some of those chunks out, but at the same time you're combining the salt and the baking powder into that flour. So I just tap, 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 being careful not to make a mess. And I just do this about 5 times. Great, now let's get started on those wet ingredients. So with my wet ingredients, I want to first start off with my 3 eggs. This way, if there's any shells in there, I can quickly grab them out before the rest of the ingredients are in. So I'm going to be very careful, just like that. A shell got in, I just pull it right out. And if my other ingredients were in there, it'd be a little more frustrating because I'd have to use a spoon and try not to ruin the whole mixture so I don't have to start over. So I just banged down on the counter, 3 eggs in. And make sure after you do your eggs, you are washing your hands. Always, 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 when you touch raw egg, wash your hands. If some gets on the counter, make sure you wipe it up. We want to make sure we're being sanitary while we're doing this. Perfect. All right, just like that. Now I am doing 1 cup of Greek yogurt, I'm just mixing that up really quick because it's a little watery on top of my yogurt. I just want to make sure I'm getting more than just that watery part. Okay, there's 1 cup. And I'm just using plain Greek yogurt. You can also use vanilla, give it a little bit more sweetness, but you don't want to over-sweeten it. Next up is 1 cup of sugar. I am using the same ½ cup measuring tool that I used for my flour, so I don't have to dirty up another one. So I'm just doing it twice since I needed 1 cup. And then we are going to do our almond extract. It is 1½ teaspoons. So I have a ½ teaspoon measure here. I'm just going to do that 3 times. If you do not like almond or you can't have almond, feel free to switch it out for vanilla. The last thing going in here is a ½ cup of vegetable oil. I am going to measure that out in a liquid measuring cup. And I'm going to make sure I come down to eye level to make sure I am measuring accurately. Pour that in. So now that we have all of our wet ingredients in this bowl, we are going to mix that all together until fully combined. I start with small circles to really get my egg yolks broken up. And once I've done that, I go into bigger circles to really combine everything together. Okay, you're going to do this until it's fully mixed. Alright, so now I'm going to put my dry ingredients into my wet ingredients. Mix everything together this time. Go very slow to make sure that that flour doesn't splatter everywhere, like that. We want to try to get this as smooth as possible. Okay, so you're mixing it up until fully combined, and try to get all those lumps out of there. Once you have a smooth, beautiful combination of that batter, you are going to put your strawberries in. But instead of using the whisk, you are going to want to take a spatula and just fold these in. Slightly fold them in. Make sure I got them all. Go under and flip, under and flip, under and flip. Beautiful. All right, we gotta get our loaf pan. So here I have my metal loaf pan. I am going to spray all over and the sides. I like to make sure this isn't going to stick. And then I am pouring my batter in. Being very careful. I want to make sure that it's all balanced so that the left side isn't higher than the right side and vice versa. So I'm going to use the spatula to help. Just going around the sides. Make sure I got everything. And just level it out. Make sure All looks well. That's going to go into the oven. We're going to bake for 50 minutes and then let it cool in this pan for 10 minutes. You can see I also already have my glaze ready to go. This is strawberries and powdered sugar in here. You don't have to use the glaze. I also sometimes like to use it more as once it's sliced. So instead of pouring it on the whole cake, some people also just do powdered sugar. So it is totally up to you. But again, bake 350, 50 minutes. Let it cool in here for 10 minutes.